Corpus Christi releasing more water from the Wesley Seale Dam as the entire state of Texas braces for more tropical rain, this time from the remnants of Hurricane Willa in Mexico. And heavy water flows on the Nueces River continue to fill Lake Corpus Christi. Part of the plan is to relieve pressure on the dam. The latest information from city water managers is that Lake Corpus Christi is just over 90% of capacity, and the Choke Canyon is just over 45% full. The water department also trying to minimize flooding for residents who live downstream along the Nueces River, though they are being told that the flooding that they've had to deal with for about the last 2 weeks now is likely to get worse.
We've been releasing over the past week due to some high flows coming in to Lake Corpus Christi. And so our three main objectives are public health and safety of the public, as well as maintaining the integrity of the Wesley Seale Dam and getting our reservoir full.
And the city is encouraging residents along the Nueces River to prepare for more flooding by moving personal property to higher ground.